Gorgeous.
Well, it's summer again on the peninsula, and just a few days ago we had an intruder in our front drive, and we had to call. We didn't have to, but we called the best-known snake catcher in this area, Barry Goldsmith.
Star.
He is a TV star now, and well established as a snake expert. Barry Goldsmith, welcome to the program again.
Good morning, guys. Yeah.
Just as we came to air, Barry had a call regarding a lady who had a snake somewhere or other.
She had a snake in Euroa, but I haven't got my list of snake catchers on me, so I couldn't give her a relevant phone number. But she's going to ring me back, and hopefully she'll be able to tell the person not to kill the snake, because that's what the guy's about to do now. He's got a shovel.
No.
He's got about a 5-foot black snake in his shed, and he's saying he wants to kill it.
No.
Barry, 35 degrees today on the peninsula. Is that a day where snakes would be active?
Well, in the mornings. Like, as you can hear, my phone's going off now, and it will be going off in the afternoon as well. But during the heat of the day, when it's really hot, the snakes tend to take cover. They don't really like the hot weather. That's when a lot of people find them inside their garages, and they'll be cooling down their stomachs on the concrete inside a garage.
Yeah. Well, you've found them in places like washing machines too, haven't you?
Yeah. I've been out to Cannons Creek and pulled one out of a washing machine for a lovely old woman. She was quite interested in it. She wasn't too scared, but she wanted it gone from her washing machine.
What about the one that was on the lady's windscreen wiper?
That was on Sunday, yeah. That was somebody's pet. It turns out that the guy who owns the snake, Nick Lasif...
Oh, we know Nick, yeah.
Yeah, I've known him for 40 years.
Yeah.
I used to work at his reptile park in Rosebud, and when I was a 14-year-old kid. But, it was his snake. It escaped from his opal shop in Flinders Lane, and that's pretty much exactly where this lady lived too, and she had the snake wrapped around her rear vision mirror.
Isn't there a python that's loose somewhere too?
Yeah, this was a python as well. It's called
Gochi or something.
Yeah, Gucci. Yeah. Well, we found Crackerjack. They're three Stimson's pythons.
Think of wonderful names. Barry, for people listening to us this morning, if you walk out and you do find a snake on your front doorstep or somewhere around the house, what's the best, apart from calling you straight away, what's the best thing to do? Keep an eye on them?
Obviously, yeah. You got to, if you want it removed, you got to call a snake catcher, and you have to keep a visual of it, because that's the best. That's going to bring on the best result. If you lose sight of it, then I won't be able to catch it, and it's going to make life a little bit more difficult. Even if you just keep an eye on the area where the snake is, like if it's gone into a bit of grass or something like that, you just make sure it doesn't leave that bit of grass, and I'll be able to find it.
Oh,
and on the peninsula, I guess we've got copperheads and tiger snakes, have we?
Copperheads, tiger snakes. In Langwarrin we got black snakes, and around Moona Links Golf Course we got brown snakes.
And what do you do if you're bitten?
If you get bitten by a snake, you need to wrap the pressure bandage around, and you have to know your standard basic snake bite protocol. It should be actually taught at schools.
So we should have in the first aid kit
pressure bandage, proper pressure bandage.
And a splint? Or
you can splint it as well. As long as you don't move after you've been bitten, you put the bandage on. That's giving you quite a few hours before the venom actually goes into your system. And then you can relax until the ambulance gets there. The idea is not to panic, because if you panic and your heart rate rises, then the venom's going to go through your system a lot quicker.
Yeah, Barry, you were telling me when you called at our place that the snakes normally are as frightened of humans as we are of them. So obviously they're not going to run across the drive and attack you.
Yeah, no, they're terrified of us. To a snake, we're a huge predator. So, and we're certainly not on the snake's menu, so they're going to do everything they can to avoid a confrontation with us. But when they've got their back against the wall, that's when the situation can get dangerous. Every snake, if you give it an avenue of escape, it will use it.
Can they hear us?
No, they can't hear us. You can scream till the cows come home, and they're not going to hear a thing.
Yeah. So they're not that upset by things like motor mowers and...
motor mowers, no, but if it's coming near them, obviously it's going to cause a vibration in the ground. Electronic equipment or anything with a motor in it can vibrate the ground a bit. But
cats? What about cats?
Well, if you let your cat roam, it's fair game. On the Mornington Peninsula, there shouldn't be any cats out.
No.
They should be in cat runs.
House.
Yeah, and You know, apart from the fact that they kill the wildlife, there's so many things that can happen to the cat. They can get taken by foxes, dogs, run over by cars. There's radical cat-hating people that will go out and actually just hunt them down and kill them. There's a lot of people, a lot of things that can happen to your cat.
A kookaburra will kill a snake, won't?
Kookaburras kill snakes. That I don't mind. Meat-eating birds are your frontline defence, for want of a better word, against the snakes. So if you're attracting cookies and ravens, and if you've got water feature, you might have egrets and herons
Swimming
and things
pool.
like that. Yeah, well, not so much a swimming pool, yeah, but a dam or something like that. All these birds eat baby snakes, and they all control each other. So that's a natural snake control method.
Do they travel in pairs?
Only at certain times of the year. Once at the beginning, once in spring, and once at the end of summer.
Yeah.
They might come in pairs, but other than that, usually snakes are on their own. They don't like each other's company. Yeah.
Now, Barry, I know you've got a 1-year-old grandchild living with you at the moment. Don't you worry that maybe he or she gets bitten by a snake because you've got so many of them at home?
Oh no, the snakes are all enclosed in cages. They don't free range around the house.
I don't know. I had this dream after you left that there was a snake in my ensuite, slithering across the carpet there.
That could be totally unrelated. You know what they say about snake dreams?
Yeah, that's right. What do they say, Barry?
I won't go into it.
No.
Well, Barry,
we won't go there.
We're talking to Barry Goldsmith, who is the best-known snake expert on the Mornington Peninsula, and he spreads his area pretty far and wide. But you're also an environmentalist, and you don't. I should stress that when you collect a snake, you don't kill them. You relocate them. Is that right?
Of course, yeah. No, I'm in the job of saving snakes. We save all sorts of animals. Basically, I was out catching a Corella this morning, and they don't. It doesn't stop there. We don't get paid for the rescues that we do on other animals, but we have to charge when we do snake removal because I have to have a special license to remove the snakes, and you got insurance and you got to cover costs and things like that.
And you've got that thing with the hook on the end.
Yeah, we are dealing with the most toxic animals on the planet, and we have to remove snakes from their properties.
But you also do wonderfully interesting things when you're not snake catching, like security guards.
Oh yes, I love my security job too. I haven't done a lot. I like
the tennis. You did the tennis.
This is the first year in 10 years that I haven't done the tennis. I took my long service leave, and I decided I won't do the tennis. I'll concentrate on rescuing the snakes. But it turned out that this has been a quiet summer. Actually, we're not really as busy as we have been in the previous years. It's just been a cold start to the summer, really.
How long will it extend?
This summer?
Yeah.
Well,
for snakes, I mean.
For snakes, usually it goes to about March, beginning of April.
Yeah.
I hope it stops in April because I'm going to Queensland in April to play with more snakes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Just getting back to what Judy was talking about, your security work with big names. Well, what's some of the names you work with, Barry?
Oh, well, we've had a few big ones. Like I think I might have told you last time. One of the standouts in my mind is meeting the Dalai Lama. And he came up and just singled me out and gave me a bracelet, and I thought that was pretty cool. Mick Jagger, the Rolling Stones, the Eagles.
And they were all nice to you.
Pretty nice.
What about Federer when you were doing the tennis?
Federer, he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
I really like Djokovic though. I think he's a super nice guy, that one. But Federer's okay, and Nadal was okay. Nice guys. They're all nice guys.
What's this round your neck? Tell me what that is.
It's a crocodile tooth.
Oh.
Yeah, a friend of mine gave it to me. He lives in Queensland and he's got a crocodile.
And he's a crocodile's tooth?
He's a crocodile person, yeah.
Really? Because, a friend of mine is now, because there's trouble with her dog's ears, she's giving it, crocodile meat and tapioca or something like
Special
that.
Special diet, yeah.
And,
I never heard of that one. But
yeah, and it's working. But it's $22 for just a small roll. She said she feels a bit guilty because of the crocodile farming. I mean, would they farm crocodiles to make dog food?
Well, crocodile farms have. I don't imagine they'd be making dog food out of it. They usually farm the crocodiles for their meat, for human consumption, and for their skins.
For handbags.
It's actually, I think, the crocodile farming business has helped to prevent the extinction of the crocodile. It's actually worked for them. But
they breed,
personally, I don't like any sort of animal farming.
No.
No,
Well, look, I should point out that Barry Goldsmith has a wonderful Facebook site.
Oh, we love
on the
looking
internet.
at that.
And I suggest for people listening, particularly in this area down here, that you make a note of Barry's number. It's Barry Goldsmith, 0408 067 062, 0408 067 062. And I have to say, when we called Barry last week, that he was out, we're not right in the middle of town or anything like that, he was out there in 10 minutes, ready to go in his shorts, which I was impressed by.
He's still wearing them.
God, he wears shorts catching snakes. I think that's amazing.
What is your gumboots?
I've only just stopped wearing thongs.
Oh, Barry. Oh,
Barry, mate, I know you're busy, and thank you so much for calling in today.
I'm
And
sure you're going to be busy today.
I hope that you're able to sort out the lady up in Euroa.
Euroa, yeah, no. It's a long way to go for a snake, but I should be able to find somebody out there.
All right.
Well, that's good, and thank you so much for coming in. You're always so entertaining.
He is, and he is a very professional snake. I prefer to say snake
Have you ever been
handler.
bitten? And have you seen someone die from a snake bite?
My friend died just recently in Bali. He got bitten by a king cobra. He taught me how to handle king cobras when we were over in Indonesia, and then just a little while later he was rescuing one, and he got bitten and died. So that was pretty sad.
Terrible.
But personally, I've been doing it for 40 years. I've never needed anti-venom or had to go to hospital for a snake bite.
Ladies, he's a pretty healthy, good-looking bloke. So,
I'm not going to be able to sleep again tonight. I'll be dreaming of cobras next.
Barry,
Thanks, Barry.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for being part of Sugar and Spice,
You're a
and
darling.
good luck in the next few weeks.
No worries. Thank you.
And
Bye for
take
now.
your snake with you.